Salutations to all the FAF players out there. Today I have an epic 1v1 match. It is in the 14 to 1600 range between BRS Destructor and Colonel Shepard. Gonna see an Aeon versus Cybern match on Syrtis Major. I'm gonna go ahead and bump this up on the speed end because I've been warned that this replay is rather long, pushing up on about an hour. So I'm going to try to burn as much of this as I possibly can early so that we can get through quickly. Looks like both players going first land and running out to pick up the Hydro early. This map is interesting because in the center there is a massive civilian base. The EP version of this is even larger, but there is a quantum gateway in the center. So if you can get up enough power to capture this thing fairly early in the game, having the SCUs on the field is a tremendous bonus. The other option is to reclaim it, and that is a whole lot of mass. So whichever player can lock down the center has a pretty big advantage over the other side. Colonel Shepard has gone second air and has pushed out a bomber, which is going down here, tried to deny this expansion. And as you saw there, the quickest way to expand on this map, he probably thought that was an engineer on the radar. The quickest way to expand is to walk your ACU to the edge of the cliff and then build a land factory up here and start producing engineers. And air factory up for Destructor, knocking that bomber down, and that is the end of that little party. Mantis and a scout coming around now. I'm sure he is headed down here to keep the denial on that expansion, but I'm probably wrong. He is going to try to get down. Manages to nab 2 engineers over there. Running away to harass some other helpless beings. Decided to pull a drop here. There is nothing on this side, so he figured, well, it's fair game, I might as well take it. Although I don't think he's going to get very far unless he can get this point defense up, because there are a whole lot of Auroras coming down. Nope. That is going to be unsuccessful. Expansion denied. Bombers coming in now, and a Jester out for Colonel Shepard. Bombers are very important early game when you're playing against Aeon. The Auroras, of course, have roughly half the health that the other tanks do, so they almost always die in one pass to bombers. And you can get yourself in a lot of trouble if you're not careful against them, because they do outrange an unupgraded ACU. It can cause major issues. Colonel Shepard is coming in here to the center to knock this out. I guess he's going to destroy that and get the mass. Yep. That is going to be a huge boost. Reclaiming 9,000 and rapidly increasing. BRS Destructor has only pulled about 7,000. T2 on the field for Destructor. He does have an Obsidian out. Mantis up here doing their best to deny this upper edge. And Destructor is going to get forced back. That could have potentially been a kill, but Colonel Shepard is taking the cautious route knocking out that point defense first and then reclaiming the wall so that he can move as a group. This is a dangerous little group of Obsidians here. Shepard is going to have to make sure that he keeps overcharge on him, because those have a brutal amount of damage. Not seeing any tier 2 yet for Colonel Shepard. Don't see an upgrade in progress. But he is doing a pretty good job of pushing. Destructor throwing up a preemptive TMD there. There is no TAC missile launcher yet on the field, but the TAC launcher is a strong option for Cybern, so always be prepared. There we go. T2 out. Rhinos on the field for Shepard. Pulling a Jester to himself, but I don't think he's going to hang on to air control. BRS went very heavy on the interceptors. Going to easily deny the Jester, and he does have double gun on his commander. He has the range and the damage. Colonel Shepard really needs to get some units to him. He's got bombers all over the place on him. 7 bombers. And this commander. He has got rhinos though. Was able to outpace that commander. A little run by here on the bottom though. He is going to be able to come in and hopefully he can take out that T2 headquarters. That would be a huge bonus. But he is going to keep pushing. Destructor's going to have to pull back and do something about this. And he is moving to cut off the center there. Aeon bombers showing their strength, stunning those rhinos and letting Shepard did lose a little bit of eco, but he is so strong on the eco side of things right now. He has several T2 mexes pulling a solid 73 as opposed to 53 for Destructor. Although Destructor is going to have a lot of reclaim here. Shepard is on 13,000, Destructor is on 14,000 reclaim right now. Not going to be able to knock out that Mex, but good try. So many bombers out for Destructor. 17 bombers. But Shepard has managed to get a little bit of an interceptor force up here. With the amount of eco that Destructor is put towards bombers, well, 3 Swift Winds. 4. That is going to change the air game there. I did not realize that those were Swift Winds. Destructor has gone for T2 air. Total domination of the interceptors. Aeon is so strong at the T2 stage of air because of those Swift Winds. Now has a gunship out. Going to push pretty aggressively. Colonel Shepard is building anti-air around, and he does have access to flak with his T2 factory, so he should be relatively safe, but that's going to cause some issues as far as harassment goes. Flash on the northern side here. Medusas, very strong when you mix them in with these rhinos. As you can see, they do have a stun effect, so it will help cut through those obsidians. I'm going to bump the speed down for just a second and do a check. We are at 22 minutes. Colonel Shepard is sitting on 12 T2 mexes. BRS is sitting on 10. and the map control is pretty evenly split. So right now this game could swing either direction. Still more bombers coming out. When you have swift winds and you can hold the air control, there is no reason not to build bombers and gunships. Although, holy cow, look at all the interceptors. Oh man, Shepard has seriously one-up Destructor. Killed all of his air, has a whopping 55 interceptors out. And he did build a TMD, as I called earlier. The TML is extremely strong for Cybern. It launches more rapidly and it has the splitting TAC missile, although versus Aeon that is not quite as big of an advantage, because when the TMD blocks the missile, it sucks it in and destroys it instead of forcing a split. So Destructor is going to lose some of his eco anyway. He is throwing up a TAC missile launcher of his own. Gonna try and give back a taste of what he just got. Colonel Shepard still up to 61 interceptors now after that fight. He just has so many interceptors that BRS just can't get ahead. He's got to build up a critical mass of swift winds before he can take that out. Airplay is always funny to watch because it's kind of a back and forth. One player wins air control, and then they get confident with their air control and build way too many attack units and lose air because they have no anti-air. So at the moment, Colonel Shepard has pretty much total air control, and he has started building attack units, whereas Destructor is building only swift winds. So in a minute here, I'm thinking that we're going to see air control swing back to Destructor, and then the cycle repeat itself. You guys will have to forgive me. I'm fighting a little bit of a sore throat here, but I will get through this cast. Here at the 30-minute marker, eco is looking pretty much identical. We have 106 to 105 steady income. Destructor has 5 TAC missiles in that launcher. Harby's on the field. He has pulled a T3 upgrade here. That is going to be brutal. I am sure we're going to see, yes, T3 headquarters, and the first brick is out. Bricks will readily deal with those Harbingers, but he's going to have to be fast with that, because the Harbingers, early game, early in the T3 stage, like this Harbingers, because they're so fast, are just extremely strong. Bricks will shut them down, but the bricks have to get there first, and in large enough numbers that they can actually stop it. T2 transports up for Colonel Shepard. He is going to pick his bricks up and drop them up here on the top to help speed things up. And pushing Corsairs as well. Still waiting to see this TAC launcher here do anything. He has a few bricks. Unfortunately, he's not going to have enough on the front line to stop these Harbingers. And there's the strength of the brick there, the overwhelming range, just pushing those Harbingers back. He now has 5 bricks here. There is no way that this group of Harbies can break that. So that is a total shutdown for Destructor. As long as he can kite pretty effectively with these bricks, he can easily hold that pass. I think we can safely say that Destructor has a good handle on air control now. He has 54 swift winds as opposed to 87 interceptors. That is a vastly superior air force. No more worries about T2 gunships. And this is going to be bad right here. That was a lot of T3 units. Colonel Shepard is about to get a whole lot of reclaim. That looked to be 8 or 9 Harpies that he managed to kill. Shepard is now sitting on 55,000 reclaim as opposed to Destructor's 32,000. Strong push up the left side here by Colonel Shepard. This is a single brick and a whole lot of rhinos, but there is plenty of build power over here. Gonna throw up some turrets. Hopefully shut that down. He did lose some mass extractors to this Artie up here on the ledge. I imagine this Artie, he needs to push around with this and go ahead and nab these, but he will be able to pick it up with that Rhino. And now the bricks are descending on the left side. T3 air, a strap bomber out for Shepard. I am torn on Cybern strap bombers. They do not have enough damage to kill a T2 mass extractor in one pass, which is kind of sad. But they do have stealth, and they are extremely good at sniping things. You can see that Aeon TMD doing its job extremely well. Now that we've seen a T3 shift there, yes, T3 coming online for Destructor as well. Definitely does not want to give up air control. I'm going to go ahead and slow this down a tick so I can keep track of the map a little better. Got T2 transports pulling more bricks to the front. Very wise choice by Shepard because those things take so long to walk. He does have trebuchets out. He is going to start trying to knock down these fortified positions here and break his way into the southern base. Right now, Destructor has a slight lead on power output. Where is his ACU? See the trebuchet shots coming in. And this down here as well. He is building a GC. He must have T3 on his commander and double RAS. That is... I think Colonel Shepard may actually have enough bricks to deny that completely. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see how it goes. That Hero Rhino is still up there. 3 vet on that. And he is building... He is almost done with a Monkey Lord. There's his ACU. Messing up all over the place. T2 is all he has on that. And Mazer. That is an interesting choice. He does have Mazer on his comm. Finished with the Monkey Lord now. And gradually breaking down this side here. Not looking good for Destructor at the moment. Colonel Shepard has overwhelmingly superior economy and has effectively broken both sides and killed off a lot of eco. This is going to... Whether or not this works out for Destructor is going to depend on this GC. There are an awful lot of bricks over here. There are 15 bricks. That is enough to kill a GC. But the GC does have superior range, and Shepard has not scouted it yet, which is a huge, huge plus for Destructor. He is going to be able to front with these Harpies, hopefully do a little bit of damage and get the bricks running, and then this GC may be able to mop them up. And there he goes. With the help of those Harpies, he will be able to kill all these off. And he is going to pick up Vet doing it. No doubt. The Monkey Lord is coming up the center here. It looks like these two are going to run by each other. And there is a small strike force still on the northern side. This has been an extremely well-balanced game. This is what you get when you start getting into the higher level 1v1s. It's just a play back and forth with little strikes on each side. It's always interesting to watch. Strat Bomber's coming down on the GC. It has picked up its vet, sitting on nearly 11k health. A Strat Bomber, 2 strats out for Destructor as well, trying to deal with this Monkey Lord here. Monkey Lord needs to keep on walking. GC struggling to make it back to base. Those 3 strats are putting a hurting on it, but here comes the Swift Winds. They will be able to deal with it. Strats changing course on the other side, coming in, nearly taking out that T3 Max. Oh man, if he had gone north just a little bit, he does have that ACU scouted. I think he may have been able to get a kill on that actually. But no, he is going to lose that spider. There's another GC coming up in the back here. There's going to be a lot of reclaim. GC's going to knock out this monkey, and I'm sure he's going to recycle that monkey into that other GC. Colonel Shepard, if I were him, I would be trying to seize air control for all I was worth. Destructor is almost completely dependent on Swift Winds, and a lot of them are out of fuel. Shepard does have 15 ASF. If he were to use the stealth and he had the correct entrance, he would be able to kill all of these Swift Winds, I think, without too awfully much trouble. If he could manage to get air control, he could pull off a pretty effective snipe, but that second GC coming online is going to be terrible news for him. He has the transports. It would be very beneficial to knock out these Swift Winds or go around them and drop down here and knock out all of this economy and try to start digging a hole in the base. Destructor Destructor is down to 87 mass now. He is reclaiming his old T3 mechs to get the mass to get this out. Looks like he will get it out pretty quickly. There is a megalith very nearly done for Colonel Shepard. That is going to be a true battle of the epics. A GC, 2 GCs versus a megalith plus bricks. This GC has come around the north side. This is a 2-vet GC. It's the one that picked up the vet down there. He's going to knock out some of this economy and try to knock a hole in the top side. Although this megalith is going to be online in about 15 seconds. Hopefully try to help deal with that. So many interceptors. And he does have the help of a SAM. It's anybody's guess who's going to win air on this one. Bricks are not going to be enough to deal with this GC by themselves. He has seen the megalith and he is running for his life. I would be too if there was a giant crab on my heels. But that is just me. Especially a giant crab with guns. And here is what I was talking about. T2 transport coming in, carrying 2 mobile artillery. That is an interesting choice. They're gonna chill out up here in the north corner. Pretty good reach on those things. And that Rhino is still sitting up there. That's funny. Needs to push with this GC to the north. It looks like Destructor is still barely holding on to air control. It's a pretty close game now. Handful of ASF for each side. These trebuchets are trying to knock out these T2 point defense and doing a pretty dang good job of it. I love trebuchets for their area of effect. The area of effect is massive. Massive. A third Galactic Colossus in the works for Destructor. Corsairs coming down hard on this GC to the north, but I don't think they're going to be able to put much of a dent in it. I don't know, with the ASF distracted by the Corsairs, Shepard has a pretty decent chance of getting air control. And a Restorer out for Destructor. Air control just barely grabbed by Shepard. I would say it is contested because he is over the production for the other side. I think he's going to lose those two ASF. Still more Corsairs coming in. Knocking out the eco down here, trying to kill the build power. Destructor still doesn't have that Rhino scouted. I know Cybern has sneaky run-bys, but this is ridiculous. Another drop on the southern side. Looks like this one is going to be bricks, and there are no combat units on the southern side other than the GCs, which are headed across this way. So this is going to be pretty effective at knocking out all of this eco. Megalith holding the gap at center. That third Galactic Colossus is almost done for Destructor. And a row of Monkey Lords for Shepard. A Monkey Lord Megalith pair is very strong. The Monkey Lord is good at keeping the units out from under the feet of the Megalith. The Megalith has the high damage and high range to reach out and kill other T4s. As a pair, they complement each other pretty well. Colonel Shepard still holding a massive economy advantage. 206 income with 94,000 reclaim, as opposed to only 112 income for Destructor. Although he does have, his reclaim is going faster than Shepard's is. He has a lot of mass and storage. He has almost enough just to straight up build a GC. Two GCs pinning down this Megalith. A third coming in. Megalith not able to drop this other GC. We now have three low health GCs that are running out unopposed. Poor little Monkey Lord. Well, that's different. Apparently the hill was too much for him. Need to lose weight, monkey. Stairs should not be that hard. With the 4,000 damage on that beam, he could definitely knock out at least one GC, but
strategic launch detected.
And a nuke by Colonel Shepard. Coming down dead in the center of what little eco Destructor has left. ACU is going to make it out, and when you're sitting on a megalith worth of reclaim, I don't think losing a few mechs is going to affect you much. Destructor is now relying almost completely on his RAS for power. He's down to 2 T2 power generators plus the 6k plus that his ACU is making. Destructor, on the other hand, or Shepard, on the other hand, is depending on power. That is something else that I don't understand why more people don't do this. Destructor, he has a relatively good amount of air. If he could have pushed out 3 shockers, no, they're not shockers, whatever the Aeon strap bombers are called. A few strap bombers on this power here would absolutely cripple Shepard. He is relying so heavily on those 3 T3 gens, and they are all in the same spot. One strap bomber ground fired in the center here would take out all 3. Oh, this is horrible to watch. Stupid Monkey Lord stuck on the hill. He needs to micro around the outside edge, but that Monkey Lord is going to die without landing a single shot. Oh, that hurts. And 3 GCs coming in to rape and pillage the base. Got some renegades out trying to deal with it, but there's just so much health on those GCs. I don't think they're going to be very effective. Shepard's ACU running for his life now, taking the route less traveled through the P-gens. If I were Destructor, I would be killing those P-gens before I walk past. That is critical. But he has decided to chase down the ACU. No, don't walk in. No! You had a Monkey Lord. Why did you walk into the GC? Ah. That was a hard played game. It looks deceptively simple on this map to just, oh, move units here, move units there. But when you have the drops coming in on these outlying areas, this is a very large map for a 1v1. It is a full 10k, and it is hard to play. I have a very difficult time playing it. So good job to both players, although Shepard, I will never understand why you chose to walk back into the GCs when you had a Monkey Lord ready. Sorry, bud, but I don't understand. Alright, well, that is going to wrap it up for today. I thank you guys for watching. I hope you'll tune in next time. There have been several people asking about the quality of my casts. This is the best that my computer can turn out. I'm currently running a 650 Ti. This Wednesday, I should be getting in the mail. I ordered a much better graphics card, better case, and some other components, so I should be able to knock out good 1080p casts shortly. So thank you guys for being patient.